Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video, we'll have a look at another big reveal, but this time, it's for Warhammer the Old World. In this video, you're going to see two awesome new models. The first time we get to see the brand new models for the Old World, you're going to see a Tomb King and a Bretonnian Paladin. Let's start with the Tomb King. I've got to say, this was pretty exciting to see the first models from the new ones that they're bringing out. And they're doing some weird things with the model ranges, which we'll talk about later on in the video, once we've had a look at the two models. But here it is, here's the Tomb King, looking pretty crisp, I've got to say. This looks really good. And the video's quite short, but we'll have a look at some photos in a second. But first, I'd like to say a huge thank you to Master of Miniatures for sponsoring today's video. They're an awesome company in the UK that make really cool models. You're going to find some great proxies here for Age of Sigmar, Warcry, Dungeons and Dragons as well. And they really promote their partner sculptors, which I think is fantastic. So check them out. I'll put a link down below in the description. Be awesome if you go and take a look. Okay, here's our Tomb King then with the hand weapon, and from that video you can see just how good quality this model is going to be. It's got the square base, which I did a video about the bases not that long ago when we got the update from the Warhammer community site, and now we're getting to see the first two models, but this is where it gets a bit weird. This Tomb King and the other model you'll see in a moment are both going to be resin models. And the article, the most recent one that came out today, says that they're going to be the first of many that we'll see before the game is out. New models for the game will be released in Citadel Plastic and Forge World Resin, and they're going to join a range of resurrected and revitalised miniatures from prior editions of Warhammer Fantasy, and those are going to come in plastic, resin and metal. Now, if it's all in plastic, we know that's going to be the cheapest option, but knowing they're from Forge World and metal, these are going to get quite pricey quite quickly. So I'm not really sure how I feel about this. It feels really messy, but let's have a look at the next model anyway. I don't want this to spoil the reveal because the models look so good. And next up, we've got the brand new Bretonnian Paladin. Now this model, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, yeah, this is brilliant. If I was going to pick one army out of these two and expect to see Bretonnians against Tomb Kings in the starter set, then it would definitely be these based on this model. This looks really good. I can imagine using this in other games, 100%. It looks fantastic. He's carrying all his gear that's highly detailed as well. And of course, this is going to be the resin, which is probably going to be Forge World, right? So if this is a Forge World model, it's going to be anything from £22 to £30 for this single model. And then I guess you're going to want to get your key characters maybe in resin, and then the more rank and file ones are going to come in plastic. But there really is no other information. We're just going to have to wait and see. But this one's definitely resin. We know that. The Paladin's going to come with some alternate builds, so if you don't want him with that helmet on, you can have him without the helmet. He's also slayed an orc, so we know we're going to see some orcs. That's a really big clue as well. But I just really wonder how they're going to go about doing this. They didn't give an awful lot away. Not much news there about which models will be plastic, which will be resin, which will be metal, so we don't really know. But we did get some information showing what other models are on the horizon, so let's have a look at that. Here we've got a peasant archer, and they showed these during the online preview, the new artwork that they've designed for the game. If you used to play it, you might recognise many of these units. You've got the Bretonnian Blessing. I didn't play the Old World, but I am looking forward to getting some Wood Elves. Hopefully they'll be brand new. Then there's Ushabti. This looks awesome. This crocodile warrior looks fantastic. That'd be great fun. Hopefully they'll do new models for these and they won't just be bringing the old ones back. Then you've got the Carrion. That doesn't mean a lot to me, nor did this next one, but it got a big reaction, the Necro Sphinx. I guess if you did play the Old World, you're going to be very familiar with this model and what it can do on the battlefield. But there we go. Those are the images they showed us, but they didn't really say if we're definitely getting new models for these and what those models will be made out of either. However, they did show a map to give us an idea of where and when everything's going to be taking place. So the game is set in the Old World. That's a given, and it will be at the time of the Three Emperors, just before the Great War against Chaos. This is hundreds of years before the end time. And it says then that the factions that are fighting in the Old World at that time are the ones that they'll be focusing on. And just to emphasise the point, they brought this slide up where they said there will be new models for many factions, both plastic and resin, as well as returning models for many factions. And every 8th edition Warhammer Fantasy army will be playable, with our ongoing focus on the featured Old World armies. So there you go. If you've got your 8th edition Warhammer Fantasy army, you can play it, and that's really good news. If you've kept it and maybe you've rebased it, you might have to rebase it again, which would be a nightmare, but I don't know. That's good though that you can use it at least. But they are going to focus on the Tomb Kings and Bretonnia as the 2 Old World armies, and that'll be the starter set armies, I guess. But again, it's returning models. You can get the older ones and new ones too. So it's old and new, plastic, metal and resin. There you go then, that's everything that was talked about in the online preview. They do say at the bottom of the article that followed the preview though on the Warhammer community site that this is only the start of a flood of new models for Warhammer the Old World. So you can expect quite a few models, hopefully. But I don't know, I just feel like this has come across quite negatively. It seems a bit weird to have old new models in all 3 different materials. It feels like it could be a disaster. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, especially if you used to play the Old World. You'll know all about the lore already and the models and what to expect. So it'd be really interesting to get your take on it. Looking forward to reading those comments. Another massive thank you to Master of Miniatures for sponsoring today's video, and also to my other sponsors that are sponsoring the channel over the next month or so. Really appreciate that support, and it really helps me to keep going with these daily videos. It will be brilliant if you check them out, and I'll put some links in the description down below. And on Element Games and Wayland Games, if you purchase anything through those links, you'll also make some great savings too, and support me here on the channel as they're affiliate links, so I get a small commission for every sale made. Thanks so much for joining me with all the reveals for this Warhammer Fest online preview weekend. It's been great fun. That Iron Jaws Beast is awesome. I can't wait to get that. We saw loads for Underworlds, Warcry, of course the Leviathan box set for 40k, and more about the Tyranids, including their data sheets as well. So that's been really fun. All those videos are up on the channel if you haven't seen them already. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Can't wait to hear what you think about the Old World and the direction it seems to be going in. But for now, thanks again. If you liked it, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these regular videos. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to join the Patreon community, support the channel, get some great perks at the same time, there's a link down below in the description. It'll be awesome to see you there. Are you a Warhammer fan in the southwest of England? The TTSG Age of Sigmar tournament is coming to Cornwall, and we want you to be a part of it. This is your chance to show off your strategy, skill and passion for the game. You'll receive a gift bag, fantastic prizes and trophies, tasty food available all day, and a tournament pack with all the information you need. Join us and compete against players from all over the region, meet new friends, share tactics and witness epic battles as you compete for the championship title. Don't miss out on this opportunity to be part of an awesome community and battle for ultimate glory. Register now, and we can't wait to see you there.